time for Common Man. Common man, charge the housewives like no one can. What you shoot?
Where'd we play?
Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average?
Oh, boy.
That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello?
Just keep battling. And just keep battling. And keep battling.
That's all, folks.
Yeah, Rosie.
Brilliant!
Genius. Idiot. Moron. Imbecile. What a Morris.
I love the common man.
Yeah!
I love the common man.
Very funny. Very funny.
He can stick it up your butt.
Is wearing women's underwear part of your training?
Yeah, baby.
Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Yes, I do! We're not going home yet, baby! Just
11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up the slope. 5 seconds left in the game. You believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
You like that? You like that?
I don't mind.
How do you like it now? How do you like it now?
I'll have to think about that for a while.
He's the clown from Brown.
Yes.
He's the fourth in the north. This is the common man, Dan Cole.
And this is the worst all-sports radio station in the country. So says a former employee who funny was fired from here. Ack-ack-a-dack and dack-dack-dack and dack and ebita. That's all, folks. I'm Common. He's 10 to B. We're here until 3. We're going to pump the brakes a little bit and take the exit ramp for Schenectady for the Joyzy Turnpike on the gold medal Olympics just for hockey for a moment because I think there's another hockey game that happened over the weekend that's not getting as much attention as it probably should, and that would be the girls' Class 2A state championship game at Grand Casino Hinckley. Hill Murray up 4-1. Looked like it was over. It was nothing but a coronation, and suddenly Centennial Spring Lake Park pulls their goalie. They stage a furious third period round. They score 2 goals to cut it to 4-3, Tenneby, before Hill Murray ends up hanging on for their second consecutive Minnesota State High School hockey tournament. While there was excitement, thrills, and spills galore, and lost teeth in the gold medal game between Canada and the United States and the men's, certainly that game here on Saturday night was exceptional hockey, thrilling to the very end. And what's sad is you can use this anytime you talk sports if you want. It's a shame one team had to lose.
Yeah.
Because that's to fight back like that and And I didn't do enough research. I don't think Centennial Spring Lake Park has ever won a girls' state high school hockey championship. And maybe they haven't. I'm just not aware of it. But, trying to get that first one and to be down like that. And I don't know if they did a win one for the Gipper speech on the bench or if they summoned, their Herbie Brooks that was inside them and was able to come up with a win, to come up with a comeback like that. But for it to fall short like that, was kind of a shame. But that's what...
Good thing Hill Murray had a 3-goal lead instead of a 2-goal lead.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Because the 2-goal lead is the most dangerous goal in all of hockey, as you know. And as I was watching the game, I was thinking to myself, maybe Hill Murray should have kept the game scoreless as long as possible. But apparently not. And they were able to win. So congratulations to them. And now the boys get underway here pretty quick, right? That's not this week.
No,
is it? The section.
There's always 2 weeks
right?
between.
Yeah, okay.
It's still going through sections this week.
Exactly right. I think Deuce had a section game on Saturday night.
Section 1AA?
Yeah, he had...
assuming Lakeville?
He had Lakeville North and Lakeville South, and I think South won 6-2. They actually had another guy in the booth. It was big. Deuce had an analyst for the game.
Did he even know how to play off of him?
I don't know. I asked him, and he said it went pretty well. I asked him, was it young guy, middle-aged guy, or a boomer like your dad? He said middle-aged. He guessed he was somewhere in his 30s or 40s, So, and he was calling him Deuce, so it's pretty cool, yeah. So that's what he goes by on hockey. He goes by Deuce Cole. That's what he goes by.
Sure.
Yeah, why not? Because that's how he's kind of known. But, so congratulations to Hill Murray. And I feel bad for Centennial Spring Lake Park to lose in that fashion. But you know what? They can hold their heads high. They really can because they gave it everything they had. They went 26-4-1 this season, and that's an awful nice record. Meanwhile, the following day, for me, sort of a letdown. I mean, when you get to that, when you get to the heights that you get to, what we saw in that girls' high school hockey game, then to me it was almost like, have you ever? Have you ever attended a boxing card before? Been to it?
I think one at Canterbury Park a long time ago.
That was probably when they were doing the Golden Gloves between races. That was actually a really good idea.
This one was actually an event that was like indoors. It wasn't like outside by the track.
Okay. Yeah, because they did the outside by the track. Myself and the late Scotty Ledoux would provide commentary there. They stopped doing it after. There was a free-for-all and a brawl, and the ring collapsed, and people were smacking each other, and then they just said, well, maybe we ought to not have boxing out there anymore, kind of ruined it for everybody. It was kind of cool, because you know how fights go, or the races go. They race for 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 seconds, however long the race takes. Then there's 20 minutes before the next race, so there's a lot of downtime. And so in order, Randy Sampson and his pals over at the track said, why don't we have something between horse races, and they came up with Golden Gloves boxing. It was perfect. It was really cool. People loved it, and then just kind of went by the wayside.
I would have to do camera work for that a lot as someone who worked in the TV department.
That's right. And you owe everything to PA for that. I
actually do kind of owe it to PA.
Yeah, I know, but it's just the way he would lord that over you. He would never let you forget that. By the way, I should do that every day to you. Tim, you asked if you could be a producer of the program, and I said yes. I should have said, but actually you're probably mad at me for that. You wished I would have said no. Who knows where you'd be right now? Maybe you'd be doing camera work for NBC, and you would have been at the Olympics. You may have been doing the hockey for the gold medal. So
I might have even been paid less, but I'd be happier.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Give yourself a rim shot there. I don't have mine set up quite. Thank you. So I guess the reason I brought up the walkout, and so in the fight game, they used to have a walkout bout. Okay, so you'd have the main event. It would be great, blah, blah, blah. And then they would just have another fight so people could mill around the ring, and maybe watch another fight. I sort of look at United States, Canada's, for me, was kind of the walkout bout after what I saw in the high school. And it was sort of like Christmas, when you would hear, what's that? There was a clatter, and I jumped up to see what the matter was, and then there were reindeer on my roof, and Santa Claus was coming down the tree. I could hear a clatter downstairs, and it was Deuce and his buddy Trenton, who's up in St. Cloud. He came down for the weekend. they were watching the hockey game. So I got there. I tuned in. Well, they had already tuned in. I caught it from late second period, and then I watched the entire third period. And I don't know how you even go on when you lose your teeth like that, man. And then the best part is Boldy says, well, I don't even think anybody cares right now at this point. And I'm thinking, easy for you to say your teeth are still intact in your mouth, but it was high drama. I will say, and again, who did PA have on the end of his show? A guy named Backus?
David Backus, yeah. He used to play in the NHL.
Okay.
He played youth hockey, I believe, at Spring Lake Park.
Okay.
Or he's from Spring Lake Park.
I finally found somebody, I think that, and maybe you do agree with me. And again, it doesn't take any of the luster off the win, but he said the same thing. It's like, how do you go to 3-on-3?
I agree.
In the Olympic?
Yeah.
It's the Olympics, man. To me, and again, it's not taking away from the gold medal. They have the gold medal. I think they all bit them to make sure they were real. I think the ribbon stayed together. They didn't fall apart this time. But the comparison that I would make, one of them, and maybe this is a weak one, but it'd be like you're at Augusta National Golf Club in Augusta, Georgia, and a couple, 2-3 guys are tied after 72 holes. And instead of going back, and I like sudden death, I don't think you play an entire period, and if it's, if United States scores and they go up 2-1 and there's 10 minutes to go in the overtime, you keep playing until overtime's over, the game's over, sudden death, it's cool, right? So at Augusta, they do the same thing. They go back to 18 and play. What if they decided, let's just go to the putting green and have a putt off? I mean, it's seriously, to me, it's the exact same thing. It's really no different. And but it benefited the United States. At least they were the ones that scored. As a former goaltender, Teneby, and I played the game at a high level as a boot hockey goaltender. The Hellbuck, is that how you say his name?
Hellebuck, yeah.
Hellebuck. The save,
hell of a game.
Hell of a game. The save he made with the stick, where he kind of just had his stick. It was almost like he threw it back over across his body, and he just caught a piece of it. I mean, and then there was the one that went off the side of the net. I mean, Canada. I think McKinnon said it, and I think you might tend to agree with this to a certain. I mean, you didn't score the game winner, so you don't get the gold medal. But it did seem like Canada outplayed them.
They had the better of the play.
At least in that third period they did, because they were all over it. But
we had the better goalie. But they had the better play.
Yeah, that's right. And you know what? Here's the deal. Gold goes to the United States. Doesn't matter. So they win. Let's do this. Let's pause and come back. Peek at the purple other side of the break. And plenty more on a Mail It In Monday here on The Fan.
Hi, I'm Robert Varnado, president of Lee Container. Our company is committed to building a welcoming workplace. Inclusive employment isn't just the right thing to do, it's good for business. More than 8 out of 10 adults with developmental differences do not have a paid job, and only 36% of the public believes that they are capable of being leaders. Now is the time to change that. We can work together to provide more opportunities for the 6.5 billion people in the U.S. that have autism, intellectual, or developmental differences. Join Lee Container in taking the Delivering Jobs pledge today. We're supporting Autism Speaks, Best Buddies, and Special Olympics in their commitment to create pathways to 1 million employment and leadership opportunities for this talented community by 2025. Together we can build the workforce of the future. Visit deliveringjobs.org to learn more.
Kick off a 3-game road trip this Tuesday in the Pacific Northwest as they battle with the Trailblazers. Tip-off is just after 9 p.m. Catch every shot, every dunk, and every jaw-dropping play all season on the Timberwolves iHeartRadio channel.
Couple 13-14 pass, Common Man program. I'm Common, he's Teneby. I love how people really don't listen to what you say, and then they text you because they already have what they want, because they've probably argued this with people for days. I don't care enough, to be honest with you. Can I just say something that's I'm about to say something controversial.
That's interesting.
I couldn't care less about the gold medal hockey game. Couldn't care less. But I had to talk about it because it's kind of a big story. And it's cool the United States won. And if you like hockey, it's like there are people that don't like watching the Masters. There are people that don't like watching baseball. There's people that I just don't like watching hockey. It just doesn't matter to me which team of millionaires from Canada face a team of millionaires. They haven't even practiced it all together, did they? Did maybe a couple days? They just show up. Hey, we get a all paid vacation to Italy. We get to play hockey and maybe win a medal. It's cool. It's all good. You don't have to apologize for enjoying it, but someone says it's the same rules for everyone. Canadians keep complaining about 3v3. They had the same chance to beat it. Get over it, you snowflakes. So he's still going with the snowflake thing, which is so passé. That's so 2000.
Isn't that like 2020?
Yeah, it's like 2020. Get over. Come up with something fresh. Plus, I said, hey, them's the rules. United States won. Good for them. I just think it's a stupid idea, regardless of who would have won the game. I just think going 3-on-3s. It's like in baseball when they run out, and you know what they do in Major League Baseball when the playoffs start? They don't trot out what do they call it? A courtesy runner? What do they call it? The guy that goes out to second base.
Sure, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know,
the guy starts at second base.
Yeah, they get to extra innings and they give you the free runner at second. They don't do that in the World Series. They have too much respect for the game of baseball the way it's supposed to be played. In NBA. If they go to overtime, do they play 3-on-3 half court? No. They play 5-on-5 because that's the way the game's played. In football, I don't like the way they do their overtime. You know, but they're closer to the truth now. The only thing they need to do now is just play out the full 10 minutes. That's all they need to do. I mean, what's the sense of sudden death when both teams get a chance to possess the ball? By then, you've already got like 3 minutes to go in the game, right? If neither team scores, just play out the last 3 minutes and be done with it.
I'm a hockey purist, and I agree that it should not be 3-on-3.
Yeah.
Now, in the past, they've had those games end in shootouts. So at the very least, they've eliminated that part in the gold medal.
Yes.
In the gold medal match, that they can't end in a shootout because that's even a worse way to end it. I get why they have 3-on-3 because it was already hard enough for them to get NHL players to come because they're afraid of guys getting beat up, interrupting their season. They're afraid of guys getting injured.
Well, wait, can I interrupt for just a second?
Yeah.
I thought it was for pride of country and they would kill to be
I'm just talking about from the league standpoint. The players all want to play.
Okay,
but the pros haven't been in all the Olympics because the league has not wanted them to go half the time. And to me, it's like, well, yesterday you grew the game of hockey. I know you're not into it, but there's a lot of casual hockey fans or even people that weren't hockey fans that were watching yesterday and exposed many eyeballs to the sport of hockey. So to me, that trumps everything of interrupting a season and risking potential injury with players. But in terms of overtime, I understand that they don't want to have a 3-4 overtime game that's going to just be killing these guys. My solution would be, we've had this happen in youth hockey before. You start with a 5-on-5 overtime, maybe do 8 minutes. If it's still tied, you go to a 4-on-4 overtime for 8 minutes. And if it's still tied, you go 3-on-3 until someone scores. So at least you have a little bit more of a chance for the 5-on-5, more hockey-like game to end it, as opposed to just going right to the not as quirky as a shootout, but still a little bit quirky.
Yeah, I would something that's just different.
And as for Canada complaining, as much as I agree with that shouldn't ending in 3-on-3, they have the 3 best players in the world out there together. So they should not be complaining about any sort of disadvantage that 3-on-3 would bring them because they had McKinnon, McDavid, and McCarr out on the ice, the 3 best players in the world, and they lost.
And let me throw this in as an aside. Had the Canadians scored the game winner on 3-on-3, there would have been people from the United States complaining about the 3. Just admit you would have complained about it.
There would have been, yes.
Well, of course they would have. But when it doesn't, when it plays in your favor, you love it. When it doesn't, you don't.
Yeah.
And I get that. That's just human nature. But yeah, so that my favorite I had 2 favorite quotes from the Olympics, and there's probably other. I was going to Google best quotes from the Olympics. The one was Boldy saying, well, "I lost both his teeth, but at this point, who really cares?" Because I'm sure Hughes was willing to sacrifice his 2 teeth, but I'm sure he'd like to have them back. But the other one was, now do you remember the Canadian curling controversy?
Yeah,
where they apparently they double touched the stone in Sweden, accused him of cheating, right? And double stone toucher guy for Canada. He got completely, he melted down. He went off the deep end. He did the old, he threw, he's not cheating. And I don't know if they were F-bombs, but he was, he was throwing out expletives, right? And then there was another cheating controversy in another one. There were three touching controversies. Once against the Canadian men, once against the Canadian women, and I think against another team as well. But my favorite quote is, so the guy, Mark Kennedy was the guy that got accused of double touching the stone, right? He said, means the world to me to see my teammates with a medal around their neck. I don't know if people will ever understand what we went through this week as a team, what I put them through this week as a team because of the cheating accusations. Now, that's not the best quote. That one is like, oh, they went through so much as a curling team. But here's my favorite. Some guy named Jacobs. He's, I think he's the skip on the team or the coach, one of the two. Okay. Brad Jacobs, here's what he said. For anyone who called us cheaters, for anyone who said negative things about Mark Kennedy, about us, about Canada, about our families, I hope the image of us standing on top of the podium, embracing one another, smiling ear to ear with our gold medals is burned into your brain forever. Nobody cares that much. Get over yourself. Burned in your... I know it's going to be burned in my brain, man, I'm going to have sleepless nights thinking about... Guess what? They cheated, and now they were grinning ear to ear with their medals around their neck. It's just so good. I hope that the image of us standing on top of the podium, embracing one another, smiling ear to ear with the gold medals is burned into your brain forever. Okay. I've already gotten over it, and I think most people have by this point, because at the end of the day, it is just sports. Is your whole life just about sports. But nevertheless, now I was supposed to do Peek at the Purple, which is brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric, Affordable-Electric for all of your electrical needs. Affordable-Electric is the place to go. And remember, Affordable Electric is, missed it. You got it. It's shockingly affordable. So there isn't much to say other than it's Combine coming up, correct? Oh, and I guess we should mention, it was really sad. Rondale Moore, right?
Yes, yeah.
And is it, the story, I didn't read anything today. As of yesterday, they suspected it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and that's not changed, correct? As far as
I haven't folled up on it since the initial, but that was, that's what
I think, and it's really sad. I mean, obviously, it goes without saying. I guess that's an understatement, but that, but may he rest in peace and his loved ones find a way to cope with it, because I mean, and from what I read on the stories over the weekend, that he was just a good kid, loved to play. I mean, he had some unfortunate issues on the football field where I think back-to-back seasons he was lost for the entire season because of injury. Small kid. As far as, football size, where he's only like 5'8", but apparently could really play football. So that's unfortunate. And then the PA is on his way to the Combine. That starts tomorrow, correct? So he'll be there for the Combine, and so will almost all other NFL, all the NFL teams will be there. So we'll get some bird's eye views from Paul Allen at Indianapolis in the Combine. Peek at the Purple brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. Take a break, come back with more Common Man and Antenna B. Right here on the Fan.
One night, one stage, one epic band. My Chemical Romance at Target Field, August 24th. Grab your tickets before they're gone. Get all the details today at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
Couple 13-14 past. I'm Common. He is 10 B. Time now for PST, Triple V, Triple I. These are results and pairings as we inch closer and closer to crowning our 18th Preposterous Statement Tournament winner. 10 B, we've had somebody win more than one, correct? Do we have a 2-time winner or do we not?
I think, did Tommy Olson win 2?
I think maybe T.O. won 2. T.O. won 2. T.O. won 2. So, but otherwise, it's been a new champion each and every year. Who knows where it goes this year? But let's get underway for our results from last Friday. What you got, Tanner?
Let's do it. These are the results. You had the entire weekend to vote on these on KFAN's social channel, specifically the X KFAN 1003 on X. We'll begin with the
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
This is the second round, so these winners will be on to the Silly 16. The number 1 seed is Cleveland Cavaliers guard Dennis Schroeder. On the NBA trade deadline, he said, quote, "It's like modern slavery."
Yep.
It's modern slavery at the end of the day. Everyone can decide where you're going, even if you have a contract. Yeah, of course, we make a lot of money and we can feed our families, but at the end of the day, if they say you're not coming to work tomorrow, you're going over there, they can decide that. They got to change that a little bit. He went up against the number 8 seed, Tanner Morgan, leading 66-0 with 7:18 left in the third quarter. The Gophers had the ball on 3rd and 5. And on the Big Ten Network, Tanner Morgan said, quote, "Critical third down here."
I could make a case that Tanner Morgan's was more preposterous, but I get the sneaking suspicion it's not going to win. But Tanner B, you have the result.
Yeah, I mean, when you compare the NBA to modern day slavery, that's usually not going to go very well for you. Dennis Schroeder advances 64 to 36%.
Congratulations.
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
The number 4 seed is Mr. Beast. He said, quote, "The average person does not want to live the life I live or be in my head.
I don't want to be in his head, but I'll take his money.
They would be miserable because they're just working all the time." He went up against the number 12 seed, Seth Davis, who tweeted, "Ben Johnson has done an incredible job with this team. One of the elite coaches in one of the toughest jobs in America."
Mr. Beast might also be Mr. Goat. He wins, right?
Mr. Beast in beast mode.
Yeah, there you go.
He wins 60 to 40% over Seth Davis.
I'm surprised Seth got even 40% of the vote. You know, maybe in another matchup he wins. But, I mean, when you're...
There's something about the Gophers that when it's a comment about the Gophers, people tend to, their rage comes out and they vote accordingly.
I think you're right. I think that's probably got a lot to do with it.
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
The number 11 seed is Zach Halverson. He said it takes him 2 to 3 weeks to recover from daylight savings when the clock springs forward in March. He went up against the number 3 seed, Jay Billis. On LeBron James, he said, quote, "He's not a complainer."
Jay Billis is on TV right now, Tim.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a guest on
probably
ESPN.
not. Probably uttering another preposterous statement as he speaks.
Who's our winner?
Unfortunately for Halvey, his run is over. Jay Billis wins.
What did Billis say
56 to 44%. On LeBron James, he said, quote, "He's not a complainer."
Yeah, I guess. I'm really not trying to influence the voting at all. I don't think I have that kind of power anyway. But I like when the locals win.
The voting's all rigged anyways.
Yeah, right. I like when the locals win. Anyway,
I agree.
I don't even care if theirs is as preposterous. I just like to see them.
Well, I feel like the Halverson one's just more unique. Like you're never going to get a statement again in the future that replicates what he just said.
Not a chance. And that was. But anyway, good for Halvey. Hopefully he can. Maybe he'll come up with another. Look at knowing Halvey, he'll come up with another PSD sometime soon.
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
The number 10 seed is Jason Whitlock. He said, quote, "I believe I'm the best sports writer maybe ever." He went up against the number 2 seed, Odell Beckham Jr., who talked about the struggles of a $100 million contract and how the money doesn't last forever. OBJ, easy win here, 73 to 27% over Jason Whitlock.
Yeah, the money ones just seem to do it. You know what I like about the Whitlock one? I like when guys are just their egos. The only thing bigger than their ego is their prostate. I just love what he says. And he didn't just say, how did he say he got maybe the best of all time? Is that what he said?
Best sports writer ever.
Yeah, best sports. Because read the whole quote again. He says...
Sorry, I already moved on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He said, "I believe I'm the best sports writer, maybe ever."
Yeah, I just love where I'm the best sports writer. Then he goes, maybe ever. He takes it a whole nother level.
Not even just currently.
No, it's of all time. It's so good. Good for him.
West Region,
The number 1 seed in the West region, Noah Eagle, during the Penn State-Oregon game said, quote, "You can feel the pom-poms from the fans creating the wind." He went up against the number 8 seed, Brad Faxon, who said, quote, "We talked about that with Arnold Palmer a little bit yesterday, though we should note that Arnold Palmer is dead." This is a close one here, 51.9% to 48.1%. But Noah Eagle advances with the pom-poms line.
Yeah, we brought this up when we first introduced it, revealed that it was part of the field. It's kind of similar when a PA did the clouds in Seattle. If it's a cloudy day in Seattle, that cloud cover makes Lumen Stadium even louder. It's almost like there are, they call the 12th man. There's actually like 13 when there's cloud cover because it holds the sound in. Much like the pom-pom one. Love it. Best of all, good luck to Eagle.
West Region.
The number 4 seed Mavericks GM Nico Harrison on the Luka Doncic trade, quote, "I did know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level." He went up against the number 5 seed Gino Parrish, who said, quote, "The goalpost, which is a 700-pound inanimate object, is not the ideal placement for anybody's face."
Can I ask you a question? Is that GM? I can't remember now. I'm not following the NBA as close as I once did. He's been fired.
I think he had been dismissed since then, right?
Yeah. I mean, think about that.
Because he couldn't figure out.
Yeah, not only did he trade Doncic, but then afterwards he said, "Gosh, I just didn't realize how important he was to the freshman." Did he even go to work? I mean, did he know? Did he watch games? Did he go to the stadium? How would he not know that? It's just so good. It's so preposterous.
West Region.
And finally, in the West region, your number 6 seed was Michael Rapino, the CEO of Live Nation and Ticketmaster. He said he believes that concert tickets are, quote, underpriced and has been for a long time. He went up against the number 3 seed Corey Alexander of ESPN. After Cooper Flagg suffered an ankle injury versus Georgia Tech, he said, quote, "You can see, of course, tremendous concern on the faces of Ralph and Kelly Flagg, Cooper's parents. But I can tell you one thing. They're most concerned about the Blue Devils winning this game."
Yeah. So your son's badly injured.
Unfortunately for Corey Alexander, he is not moving forward. Michael Rapino wins 64 to 36%.
Okay.
West Region.
The number 7 seed, CJ Stroud, said, quote, "I feel like I'm getting old. I'm not as quick as I used to be." Note, he was 23 years old when he said this. He went up against the number 2 seed Cam Newton, who said, quote, "Being in the NFL, everyone knows there's a large sum of money that comes to you in a short span of time. And being away from the game for 3 years, those checks don't came in the same. Like I got 8 kids. It hurts me knowing that I can't provide like I once did. It hurts thinking that I'm Superman, but in reality, I'm just a man."
Did he think that those checks were going to keep coming in even after he was retired? Because he goes, after 3 years, I realized they just don't keep coming in anymore. It's so
Now,
good.
I've never been a professional athlete,
right.
But if I was, I'd think to myself, when I retire, I'm probably not going to make as much money, so maybe I should try saving or investing with the current money so that it can last me for a lifetime. That's just my mindset there.
Well, that's why the Odell one to me is the very best, because he tries to, what do they call it, mansplaining? Yes. For those of you that don't understand this, and then like you say, his math is terrible, and he's actually looking for sympathy from the sporting public. That, man, I never thought of it that way. Poor guy. What's he going to do? It's, because he even mentioned there's investments. If you just took you can live off your investment. If you don't even have to take a lot of chances when you're investing. If you have that kind of money, you do a real conservative, and you do your Roth 401ks and your this, that, lat. I just, and that's why those ones go far. And that's my favorite right now, I think, is Odell, since now that Halvey has been eliminated.
Yeah, there's a lot of financial related ones. By the way, we didn't get the results of this one. Cam Newton does advance. He wins 67 to 33% over CJ Stroud.
Someone said you never said who won with the Mavs, GM or Gino Parrish. I think you
did. I not say that?
Yeah, well, that's what he says, and Matt pays attention.
Yeah, I didn't say it. I don't think. Yeah, Nico Harrison won pretty easily. I was surprised. 71 to 29%.
Yeah, very good. Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I got a lot going on right now.
Oh, there's so much going on.
All right, so those are the results. These matchups you're going to be able to vote on shortly on KFAN's X account at KFAN 1003. These will finish out our Silly 16.
East Region.
The number 1 seed is Tim Brando. During the week of Charlie Kirk that he was assassinated, here's what Brando said.
Today and tonight, 64 Division I stadiums will bring in millions of people with one common denominator, to root for their team. In what has been a tumultuous week in our country, college football is here to save the day.
Tim will go up against the number 9 seed, Nick Nelson, who tweeted, if things click for the Twins, they'll have a very realistic shot at the number 1 seed in the AL. They and other Central contenders can once again bank wins against Chicago White Sox, and no team in the East or West looks like a powerhouse with the Yankees besieged by injury.
Well, best of luck. May the most preposterous statement win.
East Region.
4 versus 5 seed matchup here. The 4 seed is Shedeur Sanders. Here's what he said about his frustrating NFL draft experience.
You know what this feel like? Just people that just be in jail for something they ain't do, bro.
He will go up against number 5 seed Jim Harbaugh on the Chargers win over the Eagles. He said, quote, I'd put it in the discussion of the birth of my 7 children and my marriage.
East Region.
The number 6 seed John Bonus said, quote, you're probably never happier at a job than when you're underpaid. He'll go up against...
That might now be my new favorite.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's really good.
I'd still like to get him on to hear the justification for it, but...
we'll do it. Well, after he wins.
Yeah.
We'll have him on.
But his Ohtani one didn't win, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that his Ohtani one didn't... this one's not as strong as that one. But,
you're right.
Bonus will go up against the number 3 seed, J.J. Redick. He called out the ref, saying that Luka's not a guy who just falls on his own.
What was your vantage point on the inbound that was a turn?
Well, let's just start with Luka got tripped. I mean, that was a blatant trip. He doesn't just fall on his own. We watched it. You know, he gets tripped.
Okay. I don't believe it.
I need you to tap dance for like 20 seconds because I realized I hadn't put the Nordo audio in Chicago yet.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta find that one.
I listened to the Nordo audio thanks to Matt from Little Falls.
See if I can get it.
For digging it up for us.
Oh, no.
Well, if you can't find it, I know I can find it and play it off my phone. I mean, I've played it 13, 14 times because it's so good. Here it is. No, I don't have it yet.
I can't find it. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me see if I can. All right, we might have it here. All right, here's the next matchup. The final matchup in the
East Region.
The number 7 seed is Eric Nordquist.
The visiting, the plucky Cougars of Chicago State. Frankly, I don't even know where Chicago State is.
Sorry, it's a little quiet there.
That's okay.
Nordo's going to go up against the number 15 seed, Parker Fox. Yeah, the 15 seed. He already upset the number 2 seed, Parker did. Discussing how he burns calories rapidly, he said he can burn, quote, 4,000 calories after a couple hours of golf.
There are a lot of local ones that are really good local ones that are still alive. Those 2 right there are just a couple of real winners.
Yeah, one of them's going to the Silly 16.
Yeah, Nordo and Fox just with a couple of brilliant ones. So good.
South Region.
The number 1 seed is Kendrick Perkins.
Shedeur Sanders is the most powerful black man since 2009. You know what happened in 2009?
Right.
That's when President Obama got elected in office. He's the most powerful black man since 2009.
I'm about to say something controversial.
That's interesting.
Romney. And I just have to say.
Kendrick Perkins is going to go up against the number 8 seed, Meat Sauce, who said, quote, sometimes I think too deeply.
You should have saw Meat Sauce. He was on his game down
really?
at the. Yeah, he was really good again. He's found his You know, there was that movie, Stella's Got Her Groove Back.
He got his groove back?
Yeah, he's got his, Meat Sauce has got his groove back. He was really good at the Cato Ballroom. I want to thank, we had about 125 comedy goers, so we appreciate the support from Greater Mankato. Anyway, sorry.
I'm actually shocked it just took until 12:48 before you even just talk about Flop Sweat and Tears Tour. So
you're right.
A little thrown off there. The number 4 seed is Cam Newton on the Nico Iamaleava saga. He said, quote, "Whoever advised this kid to sit out and chase in hopes of more money is a fool. Because the reality is this, is just to make your college experience comfortable. This is not forever money.
No.
You have to understand that even though you're talking about millions and millions and millions of money, this ain't it, bro. You at 19 years old, but that money ain't going to last past 24.
No, you think it won't? I mean, it ain't going to get you the grave food. It ain't going to get you your 25th birthday.
Newton will go up against the number 5 seed, Adam Lefko, who said this before number 7 took on number 12. Or excuse me, number 7 Michigan took on number 12 Gonzaga.
You're getting ready for the biggest game of the night. This is, I don't even think it's arguable, the best non-conference college basketball game that we have seen in years. I'm talking decades.
Decades. There clearly hasn't been a lot of good non-conference games then. If 7 versus 12 is the best in decades. And it's not even arguable.
No. That's... I'd like to know if I knew who was that again?
Adam Lefko.
Yeah, see, do you think that could be, this is how my mind thinks. He was actually being sarcastic because he got given that game to do and he thought he should have deserved a better game and he didn't like it. So he was talking about what a great game it was. He was just bitter. Now, I don't believe that, but anything's possible in PST.
Do you think he's just reading off a teleprompter too, and he never even had seen it ahead of time? Someone wrote it on there.
Yes, that could be. That's absolutely could have happened for sure.
He should have pulled off. I know, like there are certain talk show hosts that will have like questions written for him, and then in the middle of the question, when they don't agree with the question, they change the question in the middle of it. He should have done that in the middle of that teleprompter.
That's what he should have said. He said, "No, this is an okay matchup. We think it's going to be a good game, but I wouldn't call it the best of all time."
South Region.
The number 11 seed is Brian Oak, who said, quote, "Oasis getting back together will rival the Beatles getting back together." He'll go up against the number 3 seed Gophers defensive back John Nestor. On their defense after the win over Northwestern State, said, quote, "I've got so much love for this team, our HAVOC defenses. Man, we're the best in the country. And I'm going to say that right now. We can go toe-to-toe against anybody in the country."
And what did they give up to Oregon? 40 or 50? They had like 2 or 3 games where they gave up 40-plus points.
You weren't playing Northwestern State anymore.
No, I think Oak's going by the wayside. As much as I'd like to see him continue, I just don't think you can beat that. It's going to be tough, but we'll see.
South Region.
Final matchup, the number 10 seed is broadcaster Michael Kay. He called the Yankees' new facial hair policy a seismic change that stunned the baseball world. He'll go up against the number 2 seed Steve Mariucci. He predicted Max Brosmer was going to have a heck of a debut.
I know an undrafted quarterback free agent today for the Vikings that's playing quarterback. We all know his name, Max Brosmer. Max Brosmer. He was over at New Hampshire and he transferred in the portal over to the University of Minnesota, Rich. All right, so he went to camp and you know what? He's going to smash the record. 485 yards today. And you know what? He's going to be known as the new American underdog.
Why was he kind of doing that Minnesota accent? Did you hear him doing that, bro?
He's making fun of us.
Yeah, why'd you do that? So I get a feeling the whole preposterous statement was sarcastic. He didn't believe that he was going to throw for that. They were just they're making fun of us. I'm getting sick and tired of the state of Minnesota not getting enough respect. Well, maybe we don't deserve a lot of respect when it comes to sports, but that could change with the Wild and with the Minnesota Timberwolves. We'll get to both of those, I'm assuming, 10. By the way, people will be able to vote on those shortly, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, I'll probably have to wait through 5 questions before I get to it. But yeah, at some point, in the next 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, so we'll have that up there for you. I'm sure, I don't know what you have for 5-3-4, but I'm before the program is over, we'll certainly get to the Wild. When do they start playing again? Do they play Colorado?
Thursday.
Against Colorado right away, right?
Tough 2 games to start here, at Colorado, at Utah.
Yeah, so but we'll talk about that, I'm sure, throughout the day, or during the program, and the Wolves as well, another embarrassing loss for them. Esteemed columnist Jim Suhan called out Anthony Edwards today, too, and his piece was...
Really?
I think it's spot on, to be honest with you, too. But we'll get to all of that and more. But coming up for 534-10, what do you have for a team?
Yeah, you nailed it. The Wolves did last night.
The Common Man.
People don't like him because he's not cool and all that jazz. Wow. But he had giant ratings for a very long time.
In terms of success, he's undeniably in the top 5.
Weekdays at noon on The Fan.
94 westbound before Highway 55, a crash on the right shoulder, downtown Minneapolis to Fish Lake Interchange, 13 minutes. 394 westbound is closed with construction between Washington Avenue and Highway 100. Highway 169 northbound after Bloomington Ferry Road, a crash on the right shoulder. I'm Tom Beck, and that's your latest Total